Hello, crypto world. Welcome to the Chart Historian. My name is Justin, and on this channel, I delve deep into crypto charts, exploring chart structures, fractals, and patterns. So today I have the XRP chart open, and as you can see, price has declined. I spoke about this in my previous XRP videos about the potential that XRP would decline, and it is now materializing on today's chart. So how does this compare to some of the fractals that I have been comparing today's chart to? Let me throw on a fractal from 2018/19. I'll show you the structure that I'm going to copy and paste and place on here. Okay, so this is a zoomed out picture of the XRP chart. So I am going to copy and paste this structure right here. This is the beginning part of the sideways range-bound time, which is this. So I'm going to take this part of this structure, the sideways range-bound structure. This is the first fractal. There are three fractals, or I divide it into three fractals in this time. This time is a repetitive sequence that takes place in the XRP chart. It took place over here. And now we are currently entering this sideways range-bound time with this structure right here. This decline here, this decline here, this decline here. These are also structurally repetitive. They look different in every single occurrence. They are structurally doing the same thing over and over again. The structure is the same here, the structure is the same here, and the structure is the same here. They look different because time, height, and depth are going to be unique every time this structure plays out. So it gives the overall impression of something novel, but structurally, these are similar. And the same is true with this sideways range-bound time. So let's copy and paste this structure here and place it on here and examine how this structure compares to what is happening on today's chart. Okay, so here is that structure overlaid on today's chart. And as you can see, there are some similarities and there are some differences. So first of all, let me move this over here. The timing of this structure that is currently taking place today is different from this one that took place in 2018. You see it moves up in both places. However, this peak right here is right here, and after which it goes sideways here, same here, and then it moves up and declines. It moves up and then declines. This decline back in 2018 took much longer to play out than this one. This one was a drastic drop, and then it started going sideways. So it is my belief we are currently, this part right here is currently this, and as you can see how this declines, so has this. Let me move it back, get a better feel for what is taking place. So let's zoom in a little more. Okay, so as you can see, price has moved down, and I think we are currently potentially somewhere here. So if this structure continues to be a rough guide for what is currently happening today, we potentially will see something like this. That is a continued downward projection, however, not as steep as this. Now, there can be some deviation. It could do something completely different. But so far, this structure, in the rough sense, the rough outline of this structure has been playing out. And I would expect something similar to this to continue to play out. And that is because of where we are in the overall chart. Let me zoom in again. So in the overall chart, we are entering a sideways range-bound time. This sideways range-bound time takes place before the next bull run. Let me show you a quick analysis of the bigger macro structure to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is on a day candle. So as you can see, we have a bull run here, we have a bull run here, we have a bull run here, and if you go further back, this structure is the same macro structure that just keeps repeating and repeating. I'm going to focus on this part of the chart just because it's easier to see from this zoomed out level. So after that bull run comes the decline, and like I was saying, these declines, they're structurally similar to each other, even though they look different. I divide these structures, this decline, into 6 different fractals or 6 different structures. I have plenty of videos talking about this. You can go back and watch some of those. Now, this part I divide into 3 fractals, and I also subdivide each fractal into different fractals. So fractal 1 has 2 parts. Price moves up and forms a peak, and this is part A. Part B is the part that goes flat and sideways. Now, sometimes this fractal has a different structure to it. Instead of going flat and sideways at B, it continues to drop further down. It is my belief right now, at least the way things look, that we are doing over here this type of structure. This one over here is where it swoops down. I can zoom in there real quick. Here's part A in this one, and then this one kind of swoops down to a point before moving back up into the next fractal, fractal 2. Okay, so we zoomed back out. Now it's important to note that XRP is continuing to follow this repetitive structure. There is nothing unusual that has been taking place, even though it looks different. This decline looks different from this decline. This structure looks a little different from this structure. Structurally, they are doing what they should be doing at the right time. So what comes next is once we complete fractal 1, we need to go into fractal 2 and then fractal 3, and then we get to that bull run. I don't know how long this will take. Timing is different every time these fractals play out, but there is no indication in the entire XRP chart where we skip sequences in the macro structure. So we will need to go through this range-bound sideways time before we get to the next bull run. Let me take this stuff off the chart. You know, I come across a lot of technical analysis that relies on something like this. People will draw a triangle, and then they'll say, as soon as this completes, XRP is going to shoot up. Well, let me tell you about these triangles. The way I view it, and first of all, I want to say that there is a time and place to draw these things, but it's kind of, for the person into technical analysis, it can be like candy. It's something that can get you excited that there's a potential bull run right around the corner. The way I look at it, you're imposing something on the chart, and it's more a peek into your mind as someone doing technical analysis than what the chart is telling you per se. Maybe the person's right. Maybe that triangle is placed at the right time, but I would venture to say this. The macro chart structure, or the chart structure, is more reliable in general than the whims of the technical analysis and seeing what they want to see. What tends to happen is this just keeps going like this, regardless of this triangle. So my point in all of this is, while triangles do have their place in technical analysis, right now, them being placed on today's chart, XRP chart, is probably more a peek into the person doing the technical analysis and seeing what they want to see versus what history says, the macro structure of the chart. So there will be a bull run. There's no indication that XRP is doing anything new, anything different, but we need to go through that sideways range-bound time before we get there. I hope this video was informative. You know, if you find this type of technical analysis interesting, you should hit that subscribe button, and that way you'll be notified of when I put out new content. One important thing to note, I am not a financial advisor, so none of this information here should be used or construed as financial or investment advice. I'm so glad you chose to watch this video. I hope you catch my next one. Have a great day, and bye for now.